Hey guys, welcome to Juicy Tea, where I read out the best stories on Reddit, so you don't have to. The funny, shocking, and satisfyingly juicy. Am I the a-hole for coming to dinner basically topless? Posted by Conflict Active 222. I've dreaded posting for a while because I'm afraid I might be the a-hole, but I just gotta know, so here goes. My parents-in-law and brother-in-law came to stay with me and my husband for a month after I had my baby. The baby was 3 months old at the time, and I breastfed her. Usually, I'd just nurse on the couch in the living room, but because we had company, I'd go to my bedroom. After I nursed her, she'd fall asleep and take a nap, and I'd have some free time. Since family was visiting, I tried to plan her naps around our mealtime to spend time with the family uninterrupted. My mother-in-law has this thing that when food is on the table, you be there, pronto. Sometimes I'd be late coming to a meal because babies can be unpredictable, and she won't fall asleep right away or need to be nursed longer than normal. To this, my mother-in-law would barge into my room and announce the food was ready, all impatient. This startled my baby and made the process much longer than it should have. The result is I had to eat much later than everyone else, alone, and the food was cold. It left me fuming. More work to do with the baby, and I'm secluded. This happened several times. I asked my husband to talk to her and explain that I can't always come on time. He talked to her, but she continued to do it anyway. So, I simply decided to stop being late to dinner. The next time she barged into my room and announced that food was ready, I came without hesitation. I came to the table exactly how I was. No shirt, half a bra, and a baby hanging on one tit. Nothing was seen as the baby's head covered up everything anyway, but still, ensued uproar. Mother-in-law exclaimed, "What the hell are you doing at the table like this? You're indecent! There are men at this table! You should be ashamed!" I yelled back, "Why the hell do you keep calling me to the table when I'm not ready yet? There's obviously a reason I'm alone in my room with my baby, while everyone else is out having a great time together." Brother-in-law and father-in-law were trying to not get into the argument. My husband ushered me back into my room and scolded me, taking his mother's side. He gets him frustrated but says this action didn't help anything. But after that, mother-in-law didn't bother me again while I was busy with the baby. So what if I came to some meals a little after everyone else had started eating? The roof didn't cave in. Anyways, everyone lived happily ever after. The end. Am I the a-hole? Down in the comments, Thinking Too Loud says, "Not the a-hole, a well-placed piece of malicious compliance." Reads Otherwise 5650 says, "Love it. I'd be pissed at the husband though. You had your chance to talk to her. Either you weren't trying hard enough to be convincing, or she didn't care. If you're pissed, go talk to her. I just did what she asked. Next time, nut up and actually handle your mother before I have to get my tits out at the dinner table." Hat on the Cat says, "Yup, tell your husband you're disappointed in him. He should have handled his own family. If he knows how to usher a woman away and scold them, he should have done this to his mother every single time she interrupted you and woke the baby. I tell your husband if he doesn't learn to control his mother, she can't stay." Am I the a-hole for smashing a little girl's face in the cake? Our next post comes from the Am I the a-hole subreddit. Posted by Efficient Respond 84. Yesterday, we had a delayed birthday party for my nephew, 8 Male, as he had his appendix removed during his birthday. In a long line of illnesses that he's had over the last few years, that was the most recent issue. He was born premature. The last 2 years, it was intimate family only. This year, we went all out. We got a bouncy castle, a chocolate fountain, booked tickets for go-karts for next weekend, a big cake with different marzipan roses, plant leaves moulded into chocolate from different trees. He's very interested in botany and insects. The cupcakes also had different flowers, leaves, and insects on them. This cost my sister a lot, as they were painstakingly made due to the details. My brother-in-law's friend is married to a woman that's a bit special. He's not a very close friend, but he is included in events. They were both married previously and have 5 children from previous relationships, all of them above 15. However, they do have a 10-year-old daughter, Megan, together, known as their rainbow baby, as she was born after 2 IVF rounds, 4 miscarriages, and 1 stillbirth. She'll gladly tell everyone about her health, journey to conception, and miracle baby, even if you try to make her shut up. She wore a cream-coloured dress to my sister's wedding, upstaged a friend of hers' proposal by announcing her pregnancy. When her own sister-in-law graduated, she faked being ill, as she's only ever gone as far as college and not beyond, and couldn't take the attention her sister-in-law was getting. She fakes fainting spells when she doesn't get the attention she needs. Her daughter does the same. She'll fake a seizure when the conversation topic moves away from her. At the party, I was in charge of the food. I set up the cake, cupcakes, and other refreshments in the front room, as there was going to be lots of kids running around and we didn't want grubby hands all over them before my nephew blew out the candles. Megan kept disturbing me, going in and out of the room, and her mother egged her on. She asked if she could take pictures of Megan eating a cupcake and then they would join the others in the garden. I said no and locked the door after I'd set everything up and put the key in my bag. After about an hour or so of games, people started to move towards the table area, and my sister asked me to go get the candles and get the cake ready. Megan ran ahead of me, and as I entered the hallway, she unlocked the door, which was a surprise to me, as the key should have been in my bag. Her mother was almost shoulder to shoulder with me when Megan dipped her nose and cheeks into the cake and had this deranged trying to be cute smile on her face. She picked one of the flowers off the cake and ate it. Her mother cheered her on and took a picture before I could react, saying that the first pick of the flowers was hers anyway for being so special. A few more people were in the hallway at this point, including my nephew and sister. He didn't look happy. I don't know what came over me, but I walked up to Megan and smashed her head into the cake. The aftermath was not pretty. Her mother started screeching, which brought more people into the small hallway and the front room. Megan started crying and her father threatened to do some not so nice things to me before my brother-in-law managed to interfere. He had to literally drag him out of the house. Some people in the crowd laughed, but others stayed quiet. Then those who missed it asked questions and I explained what happened. Megan and her mother were still in the room and tried to justify their actions, even saying that I was the one who ruined the cake. Others sided with me, saying that nobody wanted to eat a cake with Megan boogers. In the end, they left. My sister has cancelled Megan and her family's go-kart tickets. She also billed Megan's mother for the cake. Megan's mother forwarded the bill to me via WhatsApp message and I refused to pay it. She said what her daughter did was fixable, but how I reacted was not. She also billed me for Megan's dress for dry cleaning. I have no intention of paying that either. There was quite a commotion on Facebook and WhatsApp groups as my sister is threatening small claims court. The older generation is saying that I'm the a-hole as I acted inappropriately. Am I the a-hole for making a mountain out of a molehill? I mean, you are the a-hole. You shouldn't put your hands on anyone, especially not kids, but I can see why you did it. Down in the comments, OP says, I've already apologised to my nephew, and as he's still upset about the cake, today I told him I'd make it up to him. He said he knows the cake was ruined due to Megan's behaviour, but was still sad that his birthday party had become about Megan and her mother. Even when the other kids were done eating the remainder of the food, they talked about the incident and didn't talk much about his party. Thinking back, I guess I should have put her mother's face in the cake instead. Oh well, what's done is done, and I don't have a time machine. Update. I ended up paying for the dry cleaning and apologised to Megan. Megan's father paid for the cake and some extra cash to make up for the ruined birthday. Megan's mother is banned from all future family events. Her father will only be invited to certain things, minus his wife and Megan. My nephew has put it behind him. I'll be taking him to an amusement park of his choice and pay for him and his closest friends. Am I the a-hole for telling my wife that her sister can't help us and needs to move out? Posted by Sad Consideration 702. My wife D, 28 female, and I, 27 male, have recently had our first baby, Armand, 4 months. It wasn't an easy delivery, but she's recovering, and we're both back to work. That's neither of our first choices, but it was necessary due to our financial situation. My wife has a sister, Celia, 21 female, who lives with their parents about 12 hours away. My wife and her sister are from a culture that heavily emphasises intergenerational households and certain postpartum rituals. Because it was important to my wife to have family support, we agreed that Dee would come and stay with us for a bit to help out with the baby. I expected her to stay for a few weeks, but we're going on 4 months, and my wife and I recently got into an argument about how much longer she'd stay. Dee attends college virtually and does not have a job. She's home all day. She cooks, cleans, watches the baby, and is overall great. The only problem is, I want to be doing those things. Call it toxic masculinity, but when I imagined having a child, I thought it'd be us working together, not us and her sister. Celia has a bath waiting for my wife when she gets home, only takes her preferences into consideration when cooking meals, handles most of the night duties unless Arma needs to be fed. I've told her twice, please come wake me when the baby cries. She told me she won't do that unless I move to the guest bedroom because it's important for my wife to get rest. I told my wife I want her out of the house by the end of the month, but she thinks that's a terrible idea. Without Celia, we're entirely without support. I suggested 1 week on, 1 week off, until 6 months. But she says that's too long a drive to ask her sister to make. I feel like I never get a chance to be alone with my wife and child. Am I the a-hole? She has a bath ready for her when she gets home. Her sister is a better husband than him, and he's so jealous. Personally, I think if he really thinks they can handle it alone, he should step up and try now, while the sister is still there to fall back on. I mean, his wife is still recovering from the difficult birth while going to work, so it'd be pretty much up to him to pull the weight if he insists on kicking the sister out. If he really thinks he can handle it, then tell the sister to stop cleaning and cooking, and he can take on that. Move to the guest bedroom and take care of night duties. Work out what they're going to do for childcare during the day while they're both at work because they're struggling financially to the point that his wife had to go back to work while still recovering. I think he has some sort of fluffy unicorn and rainbow idea about what looking after a newborn is really like, and when the novelty is gone, he'll miss the sister's help. She cooks, cleans, washes the baby, and even looks after night duties, yet he wants to get rid of her? This guy's insane. Remember, I post new content every day, so subscribe for more juicy tea.